responded to a call about a haunted home security system. What I discovered made me create a new company policy. As the only female technician at Safeguard Security, I get all the special service calls. When Mrs. Keller, an 84-year-old widow, reported her home system was possessed, my manager rolled his eyes and handed me the ticket. She claims it speaks to her at exactly 3:17 a.m. every night. He snickered. Weebly, just battery warning. She doesn't understand. When I arrived at her immaculate Victorian home, Mrs. Keller was clearly embarrassed. I know how it sounds, she said, serving me tea in fine china cups. My grandchildren think I'm losing my mind. She explained that for weeks a man's voice had been coming from her security panel at precisely 3:17 a.m. He always says the same thing. I miss you, Eleanor. My late husband's name was Robert. I've never known an Eleanor. I checked every King parent batteries, wiring settings. The system was our newest model with no speaker except for alarm sounds. No voice capability whatsoever. Would you consider staying tonight? She asked hesitantly. I know it's unusual, but I need someone to witness. This company policy prohibited overnight stays, but something in her eyes pertined. Fear mixed with determination. Pertin made me agree. I called my manager with some excuse about complex diagnostics and settled into her guest room, setting an alarm for 3:10 a.m. Right at 3:17 I heard it, a male voice crackling but distinct, coming from the security panel. I miss you, Eleanor. Mrs. Keller stood in the doorway, vindicated but terrified. You heard it. I wasn't easily spooked by technical glitches, but the precision timing was bizarre. I opened the security panel and discovered something odd. Panned, the previous installers had mounted it directly over an old intercom system from the 1960s. On a hunch, I removed the panel completely. Behind it was a vintage intercom with corroded wires crossing our system's power supply. Next to it was a small yellowed note. Eleanor, intercom test successful. Now we can talk between rooms without waking baby Robert. I love you, Pernt. Walter. Suddenly it clicked. I asked Mrs. Keller if anyone named Walter or Eleanor had lived here before her. The couple we bought from in 1971, she confirmed. Eleanor died just before they sold to us. Walter was heartbroken. The next day I brought our radio frequency engineer. Together we discovered the corroded intercom wires were picking up signal from a nearby assisted living facility's emergency call system. Their 3:17 a.m. bed checks used the same frequency as the ancient intercom. A man saying, I miss you, Eleanor, was a 92-year-old resident named Walter, speaking to the nurse who checked on him each night. When I explained this to Mrs. Keller, she didn't seem relieved. Instead, she asked for the facility's address. A week later, she called to tell me she'd visited and met Walter Perrin, the same Walter who had once owned her house. Now suffering from dementia, he'd been calling out to his long-dead wife through the nurse call button every night, somehow reaching the home they once shared. He doesn't remember me, Mrs. Keller said, but I've started volunteering there 3 days a week. Shaman should sit with him, don't you think? I created a new company policy that day. Elderly customers reporting unusual system behavior get full investigations, not dismissals. And I personally check on Mrs. Keller every month, for she always has tea waiting. Sometimes the most logical explanation still leaves room for human connection, and sometimes a haunted security system is just the universe, reminding us that someone misses someone else.